We are lucky to live in New Zealand where we take care of each other. Every year, over $8 billion is invested into non-government organisations to deliver critical social services. In order to receive funding, social service providers need to meet standards with a lot of different people in government. Are they financially sound? Are they well run? What are their policies and procedures? And are their facilities safe? Showing that they meet these standards takes an enormous amount of time. We spoke to a social service provider who told us that they have to pull their crisis team off the job to answer these questions. Extremely vulnerable people need that team. Is it good enough that they're doing paperwork? Our purpose is to enable social service providers to spend less time on paperwork and more time with the people who need them. I'd like to tell you a story about Deborah and Rob. Deborah works for a social service provider. She has interactions with multiple government staff because she has multiple contracts with different government agencies. Each of her contacts asks for the same information, hundreds of pages, which often have to be printed out and couriered to Wellington. The average interaction like this costs a provider 40 hours of time before they get it done right. And it is not uncommon for a provider to have up to 23 interactions like this in a year. That is 920 hours a year. Rob is a government employee. He's processing one of Deb's contracts, and he needs information about her organisation. Now, more than likely, that information already exists. It's already been collected by someone else, somewhere else in government. If Rob wants it, he has to find the right person at the right agency, have a back and forth with them over email, and then, when he finally receives it back, manually search through thousands of lines in an Excel spreadsheet. I think we can all agree that spreadsheets are a fantastic tool, but they are not suitable for finding meaningful information quickly. Each time Rob or another government employee asks for information, it takes about 8 hours of work over several weeks before they get a response. Our solution is Accreditron, a shared platform where providers can upload and manage their compliance data in one place and transparently give access to government. Prime Minister Bill English and the Better Public Service Ministers have spearheaded an initiative to get the agencies to take a more collaborative approach to working with the social sector. This is what Accreditron facilitates. The New Zealand government has never had this opportunity before. Accreditron jumps past legacy IT systems, or in some agencies' case, the lack of any system at all, and makes information sharing possible. There are currently 3,000 providers contracted directly to MSD, within a national market of 114,000 not-for-profit organisations. Our priority is to onboard those 3,000 to the Accreditron platform. The Social Investment Unit has come on board as a co-sponsor alongside MSD because they can see that we can provide accurate, cohesive intelligence across the social sector where currently there is a data void. There are 12 government agencies working in the social sector. However, for now, we have focused our research and our efforts to this core group. Accreditron is a shared platform where providers can store their documentation in one place, collaborate on reports, and get smart, useful feedback. The social sector values and requires data, security, and trust. It is important to point out that we are not dealing with client-level data. We are only dealing with very high-level information about the health of an organisation. The sharing settings on our platform create trust through transparency between a provider and their funding agencies. A provider will always know where their information is being used, how, and by whom. Accreditron integrates with the Charities Service, the Companies Office, accounting software, and the New Zealand business number. This ensures that our data is consistent with other sources and is convenient for our users. For agencies, Sharing information used to take weeks. With Accreditron, it takes less than 1 minute. A user will be able to easily find a provider and understand whether they are safe and capable of providing critical services. Accessing provider information will be as easy as a quick search, which, based on an MSD cost-benefit analysis, will save over $13 million worth of time every year. We are delivering Accreditron in 3 phases. Those 3,000 MSD providers I was talking about before all go through the same process regularly. Therefore, we are going to start by automating that process and making it easier for providers to interact with it. Next, we're going to give agencies the ability to share information amongst themselves, giving transparency into providers. Long term, we're going to use the rich data set that develops in our platform to give agencies the intelligence that they need, want, and currently lack into the social sector. These are some of the providers who are taking part in our pilot program currently. As soon as Accreditron is available to them, they will be able to store and manage their data, complete what used to be paperwork, and share their information across government. We're a team of problem solvers. We're a mix of private entrepreneurs and government staff with skill sets including user experience design, research, software development, law, and finance. Accreditron will be provided to providers with a freemium model. The real value in our platform is in having complete information in one place, where currently it is scattered and inaccessible. We are asking for funding from the agencies that will receive the most value from this data, with MSD and the Social Investment Unit as our lead partners. This funding will allow us to build a tool and give it to providers so they can easily meet their obligations and just get on with supporting their communities. Today, we're asking for funding to build Accreditron and to begin to implement it across the social sector. We are Accreditron, and we are dedicated to giving the people who can help more time to spend with the people who need them. Thank you.